Golf's no different from hockey. Requires talent, self-discipline.
Golf requires goofy pants and a fat ass. You should talk to my neighbor, the accountant, probably a great golfer, huge ass.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height.
It's a very, very special honor.
I'm Paula Creamer, and you're listening.
Well, we're waiting.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, a.k.a. John Kreese from Cobra Kai, and you're listening to
Quiet Please.
Let the word go out from here across the land. Let Daddy Noonan approve.
Hi, boys. Nice day for golf, ain't it? Quiet, please. Oh, you got secrets, eh?
Hey, this is Shooter McGavin. You're listening to the...
Hey, you guys. Hey, we're trying to have a podcast over here.
And welcome once again, everyone, to Quiet Please, the golf podcast. I'm Alan Depew, and our panel, we have 5. We almost have a full house this week. And I've welcomed, as always, by the golfing savant from Houston, Mr. Andy Hydorn. Hello, Andy.
Hello, gents.
Hello. And I don't even know what you are doing. If you were watching us on the live stream, Bobby Baldessari is just bundled up in the cold with his Patriots hat on. And I just saw you in Florida. So how can you be cold?
Well, the bourbon's keeping me warmer, but it is wicked cold in Kentucky. So
it is wicked cold in bourbon country, without a question.
I feel like Kenny on South Park. I'll warm up. I'll be good.
Rounding out our panel tonight from Swing Shot, we have Pat O'Donnell, CEO, and Lee Jewell, the Chief Business Development. Gentlemen, welcome to Quiet Please, the Golf Podcast. As always, anyone, if you are watching us on the live stream on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, fire some questions in. We love audience interaction. And you can also catch us on any of the podcast channels wherever you enjoy those. Gents, I guess we have to address it right out of the gate. They're wearing their Patriots hats. They were trash talking last week, and they got it done.
I'm a little sore. I gotta take a little drink here.
Who was trash talking? Nobody was trash talking.
Reality. This is reality. It's the no. Lee, we're gonna put you in a timeout.
Oh, Lee's got his New Jersey Giants sticker.
It's
Lee, fortunately, at least you're not a Jets fan. I mean,
I'm a 49er fan. The closest I'm getting to the Super Bowl is where they're playing it.
For sure.
Right.
Guys, look good.
All right, Bobby, Andy, go ahead. Are they going to finish? Are they going to get it done? Because I'm telling you, Seattle's looking pretty strong.
Go ahead, Andy.
I mean, who knows if they'll get it done or not. I will say this. I'm looking forward to watching a game in conditions that's going to allow some offense to be played, because that game on Sunday was a bit of a bloodbath and a slip fest. But I think it's pretty amazing that from 3-14 to 17-3 and being in the Super Bowl is pretty damn cool.
I think I said it last week. I can't believe anybody passed over on Vrabel. I've thought he's been a spectacular coach from day one,
including Kraft the first time.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he's going to be the epitome of the new kind of coach in the NFL. I don't know. I think Pats have been on a roll. I think they're the epitome of team as they're playing, and there's all kinds of really cool analogy between Tom Brady, Drake May, the whole thing coming together. I think they have a chance to win. Seattle looks awfully strong, but I agree with Andy. I'm glad it's more of a level weather playing field. But I think, I know I'm a homer here, but I think they can win. I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be a really tight game, but I think they win.
Couldn't get any further apart geographically, could they, Pat and Lee?
No, not at all.
And that's a sure testament to me that coaching does make a difference when you can go from 3-14 with basically a similar lineup that you had the year before and go to 14-3. I know you got one more year under his belt, Drake May does, but still, that's a pretty amazing jump. I think also that their defense is underrated. I think New England's defense is very good. So, and if they can rush Darno, he's shown in the past he can be flustered by being rushed. So if they blitz him, who knows?
Yeah, I agree with that.
My last comment: I think there are going to be a lot of signs out there for when Sam Darnold was with the Jets and he was seeing ghosts.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Be a lot of ghosts in that stadium.
Yeah,
and he left shortly after that too. So no coincidence.
Well, nobody stays in a haunted house, Lee.
He's doing a bang.
You gotta pack up your shit and get out of there.
Well, it's another testament to all of the great, players that play in the New York teams and play great when they leave. He's one of many. So
again, a testament to the coaching.
It's upside down now.
Yeah.
Who knows? John Harbaugh might help things out a little bit, but I don't know. So
I think Harbaugh is what Giants need. I think they need some pieces, but I think they could put some things together there without question.
Absolutely.
So, it's perfect. I'm going to go ahead, Alan, because Pat teed it up here, but Pat just said coaching makes a difference. And we have Pat and Lee here from Swing Shot tonight, which is a really amazing technology and the perfect way to get coaching with PGA professionals to help your game in all aspects: short game, full swing, even some course management. So we're thrilled to have them with us. They have a debuting right now. Pat's the founder, CEO of Swing Shot. Came out more like about 14, 15 years ago with breaking technology. With Pat's background and really the team with Lee, Steve McGrady, Andy Smith. I mean, Steve McGrady helped start LifeLock. I mean, these guys are big time, successful, real wicked smart with the technology. So we'll talk about the platform and how this can really help golfers all over the world, because it's all technology. You take a video, you send it in, PGA professionals right on it to help you with your game. So I'm excited to be part of this actually. And we're going to talk about this a lot tonight.
Thanks for the intro, Bob.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Yeah, so I have a question for you guys. And I spent a little bit of time in this space too with a company called Iconic and then with Sportsbox. And I think people are desperately, might be a little bit dramatic, but people are trying to figure out how best to use technology when it comes to remote coaching.
Yep.
And I think that's ultimately going to be kind of the golden ticket. So give us kind of your thoughts on the way you have this set up and why you think it's kind of a good model for golfers to get some help remotely and do it in the best way.
Sure. So just to when we founded this company, it was we found it on hardware. We actually put together a golf video camera. You stick it in your bag, stainless steel turf spike, stick it in the ground. And
I had one.
You had one?
Wasn't it red?
No, it was green.
Green and white.
Some bastard tried to knock us off then.
Okay, sorry. I hated it.
But you hated it. Well, maybe the concept was good, but they would have copied us. We were the first and only. If you were to Google golf video camera, we're the only ones that popped up. So we didn't have to pay a lot to go up this SEO chain. But and then we knew the future was everybody's going to have these devices, right? These cameras, these devices. But the whole purpose of that golf camera was to connect PGA teaching pros with golfers. Right. So you send what you did on the golf course is a little different than what you do at the driving range or in a practice session with your teaching pro. And in many cases, much different. So we knew that was our initial concept of linking PGA professionals along with golfers. And we had great success doing until the technology started fading on this and people could use their phones or whatever else. But what we did do, we realized that we have this nice network. Lee has some really good connections. We were able to talk to Bob. Everybody that's on our team, you mentioned, Bob mentioned the people on our team. Here's the one thing about everybody has a passion for golf that's on our team. So that's important for us too, is that from marketing all the way down, everybody's got a passion for the game of golf. And they all have a true belief in the PGA Teaching Pro, not just any pro, but a PGA Teaching Pro. And so how are we going to access those 85% of core golfers that don't take a traditional lesson every year? And we know that the top reasons are, it's time consuming, it's unaffordable maybe, or too expensive, it's intimidating, and it's I'm trying, what's the fourth thing? There's four major things, but all those four major things are the reason why 85% of traditional golfers don't take traditional lessons. So we felt this app kind of overcomes much of that. So, and just to describe what the app does, and it's available on both Google and on your Android or on your iPhone. But what you do is take a quick video of someone's swing, whether you take it of yourself, put it in the back of your bag, or now in a simulator. Send it off, and we have a network of PGA pros that Bob's helped put together for us. And they react as quickly. It goes out to the universe the first time around. The first available PGA Pro connects, says, "Yep, I'll give you a quick lesson analysis." We supplied that pro with the simplest tools possible, and that became key to our success. In other words, annotation tools, slow motion, zoom, and audio files, so that, say, Bob could talk to the student directly and say,
hey. Pat, I think that, to me, that was a big key when we put that together, because if Andy sends this video in, and sometimes I could have the best instruction for Andy, but if he reads it and it's text, it comes out different than he hears my voice and says, "Hey, Andy, man, you got a lot of good things going on in your swing. Stick with that. But there's one thing I really want you to work on." That comes off so different than just, "Hey, Andy, you have you miss that tone, that empathy, the excitement in the voice."
Yeah. So really what we want to do is personalize this. That's the key word. So, Andy, I know one thing, you're looking at the future. What's the future of golf swing analysis necessarily, or golf coaching, teaching? A lot of people say, "Oh, it's AI, it's AI, it's AI." We're not debating the fact that there's AI out there. And we may, at some point, have the PGA pros use some of the AI tools that are there to help some of these students along the way. What we're really saying is golf, everybody's body's built differently. Everybody's personality is different. Everybody's swing is different. We're not all Tiger Woods. We're not all going to. And we took that concept, and basically, to this day, our research shows that that's still true. And you guys know, as a PGA teaching professional, you know the little nuances you look for in the swing. It doesn't come from me. It comes from the vast majority of pros that I spoke to that will speak to the benefit of having a PGA teaching professional. And we're trying to put all those things in a very simple tool to relay to the golfer so that they come back and say, "Wow, he did exactly what I want to." And when Bob's talking to Alan, and at the end he goes, "Alan, next time do a face on for me so I can see what your swing plane looks like." I'm making this stuff up because I don't it's a game of golf. But now there's a personal relationship that's done, other than being in front of somebody. We want to make it as virtual as possible without being in front of somebody. And then they are able to store that, keep in mind, on their phone. So they can go back with the audio, go to a driving range, go to a sim, play it back, and listen to what Bob told them they got to do to fix their swing.
Yeah, so, I'll say this too, and I've messed around with quite a few of the apps and the things that are kind of in that general area of remote instruction, and the AI stuff is still very forced. I think it makes too many simplistic assumptions for people that may not necessarily be true and be applicable to that student. That's why I think having a coach on the other end of this thing is way more valuable and way more relevant to that particular student, so that they can kind of get on a path to improvement.
Yeah, I think the AI model, we'll look at a average person's physique, if you will, and where we come in, or where the PGA professional comes in, the feedback that they give, will be personalized to your swing. I mean, if you're 5'2" and 240 pounds, you're going to swing the club differently than somebody, 6'1" and 180 pounds. So that personalization is really something that sets us apart, and can never really, AI is AI. You're never gonna replace PGA coaching with AI, in my opinion. So something that
is just a torque. It's a turn, right? I can't turn my chest, or I can't turn my hips.
I can verify that.
All right, hang on.
Alan, you've been silent for long enough. That was the perfect segue for you. Take it from here.
Yep.
I'll fall on the sword so Andy does not have to skewer me. Yes, go ahead, Andy. My 69-degree or 70-degree shoulder turn.
It may be all you got. It may be all you got.
And Lee, when you came and visited Eagle Ridge a couple of times, I must have been down at the range trying to extend that swing, and I just needed Bobby to reach out to me.
Well, it's funny, when I asked somebody, it was some female. I said, "Is Alan in today?" And she looked at me like I was the IRS or something. And I didn't want to pursue it, so I said,
Our staff, they understand.
Very protective.
Yeah.
But back to the swing turn, go ahead, Andy.
No, I mean, look, somebody and I think Alan proves the point of concept here, right? That, and I think, Pat, you're just saying this. Some people may not be able to get 110 degrees of turn, right? And some people may be maxing out at 69 or 70.
That would be me, by the way. I'm with you, Alan. So
yeah.
But
but here's my point, though. I think AI is going to take that situation and focus only on that, whereas it's possible that is not the place where it's going to change or get better, right? So it takes the watchful eye of the Bobs of the world to figure out, what he's got to work with and where he can go from there.
Well, now that you've released the reins, Andy, now let me continue by saying,
okay,
I also have a lot of lag in my golf swing, so that's where I make up for the lack of shoulder turn to still be able to hit it 220.
That's a driver, right?
Yeah, sadly.
Sorry.
It's just the lowest score in the hole. You're sad. You're a great putter.
But that is the point, is that there's certain things a PGA Pro can do that AI is not going to be doing.
That's right.
And actually, Pat, that's the point I was trying to make, is that I think both of you guys are spot on, that AI is going to look at, take myself, and they're going to say, well, this guy's going to learn how to turn more, and it's not going to recognize other components of the swing.
That's correct. Yeah. That's correct. And we designed this thing so that, say Bob handles Lee, shoots one out to Bob sends him back and gives him some recommendations on the swing. Then Lee doesn't go back out to Bob for I'm using Bob just as an example because he's in a network, but doesn't go back out to Bob for a month or so, or maybe 2 months. Then meanwhile, Bob's handled 2,000 other golfers that have come his way. When Lee decides I'm going to go back out here, he has the ability to either go back out to our swing shot universe of PGA professionals, or go back to Bob because he liked what he did, right? Which is establish that one-on-one relationship with a teaching pro. When he does that, assuming Bob would accept Lee back, because he may not like him as a student.
You don't like me, period.
No Giant fans.
The previous swing shot sessions would be in Bob's, so Bob can see what we'll be able to see what he's already gone over with him in previous sessions that are there.
I think that's smart. That would be a killer if I know as a student, like if I liked what I got from somebody, that next person might not even see things the same way.
Correct.
Or have any continuity of what the key points were. So being able to have that relationship to build with the guy, even though it's remotely done, I think is really important.
And Bob could go back and review it and say, oh yeah, I went over this with him. I went over that one. And then when he sends the next video, go, hey, I noticed you didn't do what I told you to do last time. So maybe you have a problem here, right? That type of stuff where he can go back and use some history and go back. But it's only going to pop up when Lee and Bob hook back up again and be initiated by Lee, initially the golfer. So we tried to think of everything around here to try to make that one-on-one relationship with a teaching pro. And that was really the whole design. We've had a lot of feedback from other PGA pros said, why can't we schedule a live this and that and the other thing? Well, that is so cumbersome and so difficult to do that you have to time it for scheduling, and then it becomes expensive for the golfer, becomes expensive for everybody. So if we could do this, and we said this when we had the camera business, I used to say to the pros, if we had video, not perfect someone's swing, can you improve their swing? And 100% of the PGA teaching professionals we spoke to said yes. We may not make it perfect, but we can improve what they're doing.
Lee, I may not be able to turn on the golf ball, but I do understand numbers. And looking at your website, 99.6% customer satisfaction. That's impressive.
Yeah. We don't have anybody that hasn't liked what they've gotten back so far.
That's great.
Really cool.
Well, I can tell you the first, when we first launched in September, I think we went live. I sent a swing shot out, and one of the PGA professionals, I think you know him, Bob, Steve, Alan and Andy may know him as well, but he found a giddy up pitch in my swing and he fixed it. And from that, I was a struggling 10 handicap, and inside of 3 weeks, my handicap went down 3 points.
So I'm going to bring up something else that we, I don't want to usurp too much time here, but one of the things that's become very evident, Lee was able to go down the PGA Show last week and met up with Bob. And one of the, obviously you guys are not new to this, but one of the challenges we have with anytime you have a video feedback system is capturing that video, right? You got to get somebody to take video of you, place it on your bag, whatever it's going to be. If you're playing golf, when do you do that? That type of stuff. The one thing that alleviates all that is the sim business right now. And the simulators are on fire.
It's huge. There were, I would say 30, 30 simulator companies displaying their state-of-the-art, their new rollouts, and most of them are going now with the overhead projectors, similar to what I think you're getting, Bob, with Golf Zone. Are you getting the overhead cameras and launch monitor?
Right.
But the key, I think, the real key that I found is that that's perfect content for us to integrate our app into the Golf Zones of the world, similar to what you're getting, Bob. But they offer an app, so that not only do they capture the content on their device, it Bluetooths into their app, into their mobile device. So there's content built for us for the
send it right to a pro. And we're trying to see if we get enough numbers there, and it'll be up to Bob to help on a recruiting process. Because those people may want instant feedback. They're at a simulator for a reason. Some of it's like rec and fun and drink some beers and have some fun. But for the most part, they're going to these things to improve their game and improve their swing. Well, what good is a simulator going to do if you hit a ball, same thing 100 times? Just like going to driving range, if somebody's not telling you what you're doing wrong, you're really not fixing you may make a series of adjustments, but your memory, it just doesn't work. Your mobile memory isn't the same. So our whole gig here would be great to team up with these simulators and then have them shoot out an instant. Hey, here's my swing as a simulator. Shows you where the ball's going. It shows you all the mechanics. It shows you your launch angle. It shows your club head speed. All that stuff is right there. How accurate, I don't know, but enough. A PGA teaching professional is going to know enough of the information to make some serious adjustments in their swing and come back to them. If they can come back to them right away, wow, they're still at the simulator and they're putting the audio on while the pro is telling them what to do.
So the way you have this priced out on your website is, as I was reading it, 1 swing shot, 3 swing shots, 5 swing shots. Basically what a swing shot is, it's a remote analysis session, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's it. So
I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I think it plays perfectly. I mean, Lee and I truly have from the beginning in the PGA teaching profession, and we're like, how do we get these guys more involved? And don't you think the PGA would love it? Don't you think the PGA would love it if they turn around and said, wow.
Is that a rhetorical question?
I was going to say, do we want to touch that one? Perhaps the other PGA question we should ask is, we talked about the show. What was your perception of the take on the show? Because I thought there was a huge vibe down there this year.
Yeah. Lee, you may want to address. What was your take, Lee?
I totally agree. I mean, it was different. I know this was probably the best show in 5 or 6 years, pre-COVID, I would say. And again, most of the hype was in the technology, and that technology just happened to be simulators this year. There are other neat, gadgets and shiny objects and things like that. But, if you look at the after show reviews, they're all talking about simulators and launch monitors, and
which is great to have those things, but unless you can show it to a PGA teaching pro, what good does it do you? We've already talked to a couple of companies that are producing launch monitors and things of that nature, or ball tracking capabilities, and we're talking some of those. I mean, I'm not saying a launch monitor isn't cool. It is, and it can be very accurate. I know the TrackMans of the world and all the other ones out there, but the reality is that you get one. How often do you use it, and what do you do with that data when you get it?
Right.
So our whole thing is that people are showing up as simulators, and they are 37 million last year in the United States alone. 27 million played golf. 37 million were on simulators.
Yeah, there's more golf consumed off course than on course.
Off course than green grass anymore. Right.
Yeah.
So if I can just bounce back to the show for just 1 minute, because I'd really like to. I saw Bobby down there, and Bobby is maybe the most connected man in the entire PGA of America. I was walking with him, and we couldn't get 100 yards without about 10 different people stopping him. But Bob, your impression of the PGA show this year?
Yeah, I agree with Lee that it was very the vibe, as you say, the excitement. There was really good energy there. There was a lot of cross section of companies there. There's still one or two of the big boys weren't there. I was struck on Wednesday morning walking in. I've never seen a line so far back for everybody so needing to get their badge. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I looked at the line and I went, what the heck? I feel like it's some of the metrics, they're healthy. I think, yeah, probably since before COVID, I'd agree with Lee. I thought last year was pretty good, but this year I thought was really strong. Just every year more technology. It was interesting. They had this big pickleball area, rackets. So, if
2 of them.
Yeah. Maybe with the racket thing, Alan, your shoulder turn can improve or something,
without a question,
with the paddle.
Absolutely.
There's always, some really good innovation there that I like to go to the new product area, and I didn't get there last year, but I try to go to every year. I don't know if that's a litmus test, but I don't remember the new product area being so big. Like that's something that there's sort of little things I look at to see the sort of how the show is growing, what's happening. There used to be huge parties. That's the one thing there's not quite the same in the heyday, some of the big parties, but there's a lot going on. I do try to work my network. I do try to, in a way, meet every single person in the golf industry. It's an ambitious goal, but I try to go far and wide to make my network as big as possible.
I tried to make it through the simulator section, as I came back up that backside past the pickleball, I was hanging out with Steve Elkington with his beverage dispenser over there and sending pictures to Andy Hydorn.
That's right.
Yes, you were.
Yes.
Very productive.
I was just with young Sam Elkington about an hour ago.
Oh, there you go. Was that with the Society of Putters? Or
yeah.
Gentlemen
he was hitting balls, watching us gentlemen putters.
That's a great group. We need to take that group national.
Yeah. So speaking of putters, does anybody own a lab putter?
I do not.
You have one, Bob?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Right from Bill.
pleasure meeting the original. I guess he was the architect of that putter.
Oh yeah,
Bill
Pressey.
Pressey. Yeah.
Yep, he invented it. Took it to the. I mean, his early photos when he was the epitome of that. That you hear about it, and there's probably this next week and the next week it'll be, Andy Heidorn living out of his car going tour stop to tour stop and trying to get anybody to try this thing. And it looks a little different, the original lab putter, but good for Bill. He hung in there. He grinded. We were together in Florida for a while. He was director of instruction at my facility, and what a great guy. And he's done well, with the Civ lab. Good for him, though.
Big supporter of the show. Been on a couple of times.
Yeah. We've got Billy on. Yep.
Time to get him back on, by the way.
He's been traveling, so I asked him. I said, I got to get you back on, and he will. We'll get him back.
Oh, is he big time with us now?
No. He's had a lot of travel.
I believe I heard him say he's building a golf course in Laos.
Yep. Big resort. Yeah. This is going to be really something. We'll have to do a Quiet Please team group podcast.
For Laos?
Yeah.
I'm
taking over.
Okay.
A lot of golfers in Laos.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I've yet to be there.
Patrick Reed ever played there?
I don't know. But you know what? We should probably hit this button right here. You got any news about Patrick Reed, Andy?
Oh, interesting enough, I do.
Is Dustin Johnson only holding 3 aces in his hand now?
Yes, he is. It's funny. Patrick Reed won the Hero World Challenge in Dubai last week, and he got up at the microphone at the end of the tournament, and they started asking him questions about his contract at Liv. And this was last Sunday, and his answers were interesting to say the least. And he talked about the fact that he did not have a 2026 contract for Liv Golf, and inferred that he would like to make his way back to the PGA Tour again. And lo and behold, as we all saw today, he's made that declaration for his career. He won't be going back to Liv this year. He's going to try to play his way back on the PGA Tour through the DP World Tour, which he should probably most likely do, and be a regular member again of the PGA Tour in 2027. And I think it's interesting to note that at this stage of the game, with Brooks leaving, and now Patrick leaving, the two main guys, we should also mention that Kevin Na, Pat Perez, and Hudson Swafford have also, on their own terms, left Liv in their way to make it back to the PGA Tour. So I think it's signs like we talked about when we heard about Brooks. These are devastating things for Liv Golf at this point in time. I think we all knew that this day was coming, and it's playing out in front of us right now.
Yeah.
So if I can just chime in, what I found intriguing, and you're correct in saying here's the next chink in the armor or the hole in the wall with Reed. Really leaves Cam Smith and Bryson as the only two left.
John Rahm.
And he'll be gone next year. I found interesting in Patrick's statement, and I don't want to misquote him, but I believe it was to paraphrase. He said something to the effect he was coming back to the PGA Tour through their major champions program, but that was only extended, I thought, back to people to 2022.
Yeah,
he does have his honorary he does have his honorary lifetime on the DP.
The prior winner's exemption, I think, was his way back.
Okay. Because we talked 2 weeks ago about how Phil the 2022 dead timeline put Phil just outside it, which is kind of funny.
It's a bad break. It's a bad break.
Yeah, hit a spike mark.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Patrick's road back is through the, I forget exactly what the verbiage is, but it's a previous winner's kind of pathway back.
Intriguing indeed. Anybody else got any thoughts on it?
Well, if some of those guys on Live need some instructional help, we're glad to help on Swing Shot.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's a universal plug, continuous plug for our company. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
You expect that.
Swingshot.com.
I do think that the studs that are leaving the LIV, once they start to leave, you're not going to get. They got to see it crumbling at this point. I don't see.
Yeah, it's not going to build.
The only thing they're going to be able to do is feed more money to try to get people to come out, and it's a short-lived type process, and they're not going to get people at the peak of their game right now doing that. There's a reason.
Funny, I saw a list of all the teams and the team members just last week, and if you read the list of all the Live players and who's on whose team, it's pretty clear that Live is kind of like, with the exception of a few people, it's a minor league PGA Tour, and like a lot of these young players, Mike Lasasso, who was the NCAA champion, who I've been following because I follow this account called Own Your Own Golf Game on Instagram and TikTok, and Mike Lasasso's been on there since he was 14 years old, and he's got an amazing kind of unique golf swing, but it's players like that and that David Puig, that other Spanish kid Ballester. There's a lot of those young up and coming players that have a spot to hone their games for a while, and they could do that on the PGA Tour Americas or Korn Ferry, but it just struck me how somewhat impressive, but not on a competitive level to the PGA Tour, but how impressive the group of Live players is as a development kind of step.
Yeah. And take people like Mickelson kind of because Mickelson's logic for going over to Live made sense, right?
Yeah.
At that point in his career, I don't blame him at all. He was
one of the first, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was the first, I think.
The first.
It made sense to make that kind of money and spend more time with your family, and not at the tail end of his career made a lot of sense. And he's still qualified to play some of the major tournaments to the U.S. So.
Yeah, and you can throw Graham McDowell and Lee Westwood and Ian Poulter. There's a good group of those guys that are in that stage of their careers too.
Right, before they get to the Champions Tour.
Yeah.
As we've said, it's the Joaquin Niemans. I'm just still hurt by Cam Smith going over there because I thought he was such an immense talent. But it's those guys that just makes you scratch your head.
Yeah.
But it looks like now, give them 5 years and they'll all be back somewhere along the
line.
So who are the next batch of Live golfers that are going to jump ship?
I don't know. I mean, once the season starts, I'm pretty sure it's going to be quiet for the rest of the year.
I agree. And then I think Rahm's contract renews expires at the end of 26.
Yeah, I think next off season could be a mass exodus.
Yeah.
And then that makes me then just start racking my brain to Lee's question, who is going to be next? And if you're going to rack your brain, you might as well get one of Boston Bob's brain teasers.
Perfect segue right there. Well, I don't know, Pat and Lee, if you read those industry newsletters, but they might go after the senior Texas Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Just saying. They're going in. Well, we were talking about the PGA show a little bit earlier, so I thought, well, it could be appropriate. So, what year and where location did the original quote unquote PGA show start?
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
I believe it started in Daytona Beach.
Anybody else?
I believe it started in Clearwater.
I would have said St. Petersburg, Clearwater area, but
I
in what
wanna-
year?
Dunedin.
In
I
what
want to
year?
agree with that. Yes.
You're correct. You're correct. You got the correct state, and Alan had the right first letter. Andy just said the right name.
It's Dunedin.
Dunedin. It was at the original.
I'm going to say the year was 1977.
A little bit earlier, like by over 20 years earlier.
I was going to say.
Is that right? That show's been going on that many years? Wow.
Well, it started in 1954 with a few sales reps bringing their cars, and selling a few things or showing things out of their trunks.
It was a trunk show, yeah.
Yeah, at Dunedin, at what was called the PGA National Golf Club, PGA of America, that was home in Dunedin. And then in 1957, it had grown so much they put it under a tent. So there are some photos that go back to the tent days, and you literally had the cars, the old 1950s model cars, backing up to the tent. The trunks are open. They've got some simple little racks, and you've got maybe, I don't know, 50 or so 50, 60 sales reps selling some wares out of there. And now it's 1 million square feet or more.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
how
did Reed Exhibition do back then in 1955?
Yeah, I don't know that they were around. But I do remember as a kid, I went in the 70s with my dad. There was a PGA show at the Contemporary Hotel in Disney. And I remember when it moved to the Orange County Convention Center, and it seemed massive. And that whole complex now it's its own city. It's so big.
Insane. Yeah. Andy, is it warm in here?
Oh, it's getting warm.
Ooh, it's getting warm.
Oh, no.
You guys might want to turn on your portable fans because it's time to endure the Quiet Please hot seat.
Or love seat.
Yeah. In this case,
we are too.
So we're going to ask you guys a couple of random questions about your golf game, your golf preferences, and just answer them quickly, and whatever kind of comes to mind is the correct answer. Pat, start with you. What's your best 18-hole score?
In my lifetime?
Yep.
77. But a waiver on that. I missed 3 easy birdie putts.
There are no footnotes to your scorecard. Lee?
I believe it was 68, and I might have been hungover.
Yeah. Okay, Lee, what's the favorite course you've ever played?
Pebble.
Pebble.
Beach.
And what's the one course at the top of your bucket list?
I'd never played Band in Dunes. I'd like to play that.
Okay. We can arrange that for you.
Yep.
Pat, what's your all-time favorite course you played?
Okay, this was going to be a little wild one, but the all-time favorite, it may also show how few courses I played, but my favorite was a course here in New Jersey called Lola Plana, which is a private course the Johnson family from Johnson & Johnson built years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The TPC course, right?
Yeah.
Yep. 25 minutes from my house.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Have
right.
you played there, Alan? Have you played there?
I have not, but I've been over there for a couple of different functions.
It was also where I hit the best shot I've ever hit in golf. Yeah.
Oh, hold on to that.
Don't get ahead. You cannot get ahead of Andy's.
Pat.
But where would I want to play?
On your bucket list.
Andy has a very structured.
Yeah. I didn't mean to venture off count, but I'd like to play Pebble. I've never played Pebble, so
Bob can arrange that for you too. Okay, Pat, who's your favorite golfer of all time?
Tiger Woods.
Lee?
Of all time?
All time.
You
can't say me.
Well, it's got to be Pebble.
No, your favorite golfer.
Here, golf.
Oh, golfer. I'm sorry.
Not me.
You know what? I have a thing for Arnold Palmer. He was a class act, and I got to say he's my favorite.
Okay. Okay, Lee, what is the most cringeworthy look on the golf course?
Besides Pat's swing?
That can be your answer.
No, that's not my answer. Probably the S word, shank.
Okay. Pat, how about you? What's your most cringeworthy look?
You want to see the look itself, or do you want me to describe it?
You could describe it.
It's like actually, it's like this.
You guys approach this question different than anybody else ever has, which is fine. All right, so Pat, your favorite halfway house indulgence?
My favorite halfway house indulgence. Oh boy, I wasn't prepared for that one. I would probably say Baltusrol. I played there several times. The environment is spectacular for having a drink or two. Also, Trump National here in Bedminster.
Got it. Lee, favorite halfway house indulgence? Doesn't have to be a place. It can be like a hot dog or a.
Well, I'm True North. If you ever played, is it True North? It's one of the Arizona courses. It has a beautiful halfway house with the best hot dogs. Excuse me. So I could be wrong, but it's an Arizona course. I want to say True North.
Yeah, sure. What's your favorite post-round beverage?
Is that me or Pat?
You. We zigzag that when we have two people.
I figued that out. He's a little
like alternate shot.
Yeah.
It used to be a what do you call those? It with a cranberry and seltzer and vodka. That was many years ago. Transfusion. It was, but not so much anymore. I would say just the cranberry and the seltzer now.
There you go.
Come back over to Eagle Ridge. We'll get you one of those transfusions.
Yeah, okay. Excellent.
I don't drink anymore alcohol, so I would say that mine is still classic Arnold Palmer. Nothing better to have after a round of golf.
Love it.
Solid.
All right, Pat, do you gamble on the golf course or just play for fun?
I play 90% of the time. I play for fun. If I gamble, I never have a good time. Just never enjoyable.
How about you, Lee?
Same. Absolutely agree.
Okay.
I used to years ago, and it's not nearly as fun as enjoying the company.
That's probably back when you were drinking as well, right?
Exactly right.
Those things all go together.
Well, plus, I could play a great round of golf and lose money.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Why do I add that element in there?
Okay, Lee, tell us quickly. And you know what? I'm gonna send this to Pat first because you already have your answer. We'll give Lee a second to think about it. Quickly describe the best shot you've ever hit, time, place, and circumstance.
Okay. It was Lola Polana. Time was, was that 7 years ago? Par 3 over, it's hard to describe, but the sun was coming down right at that spot, right when it was coming down. So it had to do with the setting as well. And there was sand along a gulf. It's almost like a peninsula, and it go over the water. And it was like a 210 yard. I took out a 3-iron and I hit it. Couldn't have hit it any nicer. It was like the 17th hole too. So I was finishing up, and it landed beautifully and it kicked out towards the hole. I don't even care if I made a birdie putt, but that was the best shot I made. As far as I'm concerned.
These memories don't ever seem to get fuzzy at all, do they?
It's like I did it yesterday.
Yeah. Lee, what's yours?
Well, besides my 3 holes in one, probably the best shot that I'll ever remember was the 10th hole at Brook Lake Country Club, Florham Park, New Jersey. My second shot over water, about 100-foot wide lake. I totally topped it, and it skimmed and landed about 6 inches from the hole for a tap-in birdie.
You're just fessing up to that now.
Now that's a different answer. I don't know that we've ever heard one like that. So, Lee, what do you cherish most about the game of golf?
Besides the camaraderie, it's and Bob will appreciate this. It's great seeing the juniors getting out there and seeing the game grow the way it's growing, particularly with females and the juniors. So it's just a rewarding game to play with friends, sons, fathers. We tried to put together, we put together a 4-generation foursome. My dad, myself, my son, and my grandson. And that alone was a beautiful day.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a good one.
That's great. Pat, what do you cherish most about the game?
Well, I love the game of golf itself. It's such a challenge. Just not just hand. I play sport. I'm a sports junkie. I played sports all my life, and I know people look at is golf a game or a sport? It's a sport to me, but it's also just a fantastic game, and I just love every element of it. I thought it was genius. Whoever set up the game of golf to begin with, and then I like the camaraderie. Obviously, also. I've made a lot of friends on a golf course. I haven't lost any on the golf course, I don't think. And then the scenery. I love the fact that I can play the same course day after day after day, and it always seems like the scenes change. I'm never in the same spot, and I love the fact that that's a challenge each and every time you get there. So those are the 3 big things that really attract me to the game of golf.
Awesome. So your 19th hole question is, and I know Lee's answer, how many holes in one do you have?
0. I've come close.
You're working on it.
I'm working on it, but I'm running out of time now. But I've come close. I've come close 3 different times. I hit the pin a couple times, and the other one was maybe 2 inches away. But hey, I sank the birdie putt.
Hey, listen, next time we have you on the show, we're going to ask you that question again. Better be not 0.
And that'll be about 4 or 5 swing shots later.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, just gonna say,
guys, you survived the Quiet Please hot seat. We appreciate you enduring all the pressure of this portion of the show. So,
yeah, Bourbon Bob.
Hey, thanks for having us, and you guys you made it easy for us too. Very, very. I felt very congenial. Nice way of doing it. This guy's got a good personalities.
Thanks.
Bobby, 18th green. Final thoughts to you, sir.
Okay, got a couple of quickies. As Lee mentioned, there has been a surge of youth golfers out there. So, I feel fortunate I played a little part in that with little thing called drive, chip, and putt. So you're going to hear me every time we have our show lately. If you have your kids that are interested in golf, play a little bit of golf, go to drivechipandputt.com, sign up. You'll find a local qualifier, one in every state, 50 states. And it's just a fun time to get out there with the family. Get a few little gifts, hit 3 putts, 3 chips, kind of some places it's a little pitchy, but 3 chips and then 3 drives. It's a lot of fun. It's supposed to be for player development. So hopefully kids get out there. And I don't think he played in it, but if he did, I have to go back and look at my records. But kudos to 18-year-old Blades Brown on what he did this past week to play in the final round. I think, sometimes you see these youngsters and you're like, oh, that kid's good. That kid, they're all really good. But there is something about this kid. The last couple of years, I've noticed that I think we're going to keep an eye on him. I think he's got a bright future. And certainly want to thank Lee and Pat for joining us. It's great to be part of that Swing Shot team with you guys. And swingshot.com, a lot of information. We're getting that thing up and going. And you want to improve your game in a fast, easy, effective way, that's the way.
Pat, final thought?
Just that, well, first of all, Blaze Brown, if he's smart, he joins the LIV this year. And they quit $40 million his first year, and they'll be disbanded, and he'll be on the PGA Tour in no time. So nice that was his maybe a new NIL contract. So, hey, it's been great. I think there's a great format that we have here with being able to at least showcase our product a little bit on this podcast. You guys have been fantastic. You've made things really easy for us. I love the banter and the humor that's back and forth. So, and I'm going to go out there and try to get as many people to subscribe to your podcast as possible. And I think it's just good for the game of golf because you guys were talking about different things, including other sports, which I think is fantastic also. So it's a really nice format. You guys are tied into a really good show. So that being said, go swingshot.com and connect with a PGA pro. And it's just awesome. It's really simple to do. And and I think you'll be very impressed with the value proposition that you get back from the whole thing. So that's it. Thanks, guys.
Lee, final thought to you, sir.
Just real quick. I mean, I second everything that Pat said. And in terms of the podcast, Quiet Please, it's actually in our app. So if you navigate in the app, you'll see a link to Quiet Please. So, but yeah, thanks for having Pat and myself. It was a lot of fun. You guys do a great job. So thanks again.
Thank you. And Andy, to you, sir.
Yeah, so Pat and Lee, thanks for coming on. I think what you guys are doing is really cool. And, I get a lot of people all the time asking me, what can I do for my son or my boyfriend to get some golf lessons? And I'm just not a huge believer that every person needs to go spend an hour with a coach, especially in the beginning. So I think you guys certainly have an opportunity for people to, get their first taste of instruction and get some good fundamentals delivered by qualified teaching professionals. I think it's a great system that you have. So I want to mention just a little bit about, this news today with Patrick Reed. And I'm not a fan of Patrick Reed. I think he's a bit of a
really
tough person to swallow, right?
You might have mentioned that once or twice.
Yeah, you said something in our text about that.
Yeah, maybe. But I will say this, Patrick Reed, I think, loves the game of golf. He loves the competition in the game of golf, and he really does belong on the PGA Tour. He belongs competing, on a weekly basis with those guys. I think he just was not one of those guys that ever was really comfortable at LIV. So I think, again, my personal feelings about him aside, I think it's great for him and it's great for the PGA Tour to have him back or on the way back.
So my final thoughts are actually going to be three really quick ones. I think that Patrick Reed got a taste of the Ryder Cup because he was getting close, and that helped motivate his shift back over to the PGA Tour. Lee, you're, like I mentioned, and Pat, come on down to Eagle Ridge. We'll get out there. We'll do a swing shot. We'll see if Bobby actually just declines to chime in on my golf swing whatsoever. Or if one of the other, three.
He's going to swipe left on you.
He's going to swipe left, decline. But I do have to throw a shameless plug out there as a golf course broker. I just want to let everyone know we are doing an auction of a 9-hole golf course in Marion County, Florida. It now through February 5th. The auction it runs out February 5 at 11 o'clock. Go to bullseyeauctions.com. Look for the golf course, little 9-holer if you ever want one in Florida. And that's all I got to say about that, Andy Hydorn. Until next week, guys, again, thank you for coming on. Bobby, everyone, take care.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.